Welcome to English News Service ENS. Today's date 21st September, date Tuesday, Varsha Ritu, Ashwin month, Tithi Pratipad, Bikram Samvat 2078 according to Purimat calendar Ujjain. Today's top news. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 81 crore landmark milestone today. Till now, 81 crore 73 lakh 95,763 vaccine doses have been administered. Second, government to resume COVID-19 vaccine exports to COVAX under Vaccine Maitri. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia informed that India will be resuming export of vaccines under Vaccine Maitri in order to fulfill the commitment of India towards COVAX, in line with the motto Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Third, Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal virtually flagged off the dwarf container train service from Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust JNPT on 20th September. With this, the first consignment of laden dwarf containers from Dwarf Container Depot DCD at the port was moved by train to ICD Kanpur. Fourth, PM Modi to share his thoughts with people in Mann Ki Baat on September 26th. Fifth, Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment Virendra Kumar says Centre has been extending all cooperation to border states to fight against drug menace. He says border states like Rajasthan, Punjab and Sikkim among others, the problem of drug is a major issue of concern. Sixth, Union Minister of Road Transport and Safety Nitin Gadkari said that the centre will get revenues worth ₹1,000 to ₹1,500 crore every month from the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway, world's longest expressway, 1,380 km long, when it becomes operational in 2023. The 8-lane expressway is likely to be completed by 2023. Seventh, Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh government will soon start online sale of cinema tickets in the state. This has become a reality after all stakeholders, including producers, distributors and exhibitors, have expressed an unanimous view on the issue. 8. Chandigarh. Public bicycles stolen and taken home vandalism hits Chandigarh's police public bike sharing system. Officials said that there have been several instances when the basket of bicycle has been found damaged. Even the seat, pedal and lock of the bikes have been damaged by unruly users. 9th, Gujarat. Communist Party of India CPI leader Kanhaiya Kumar and independent Gujarat MLA Jignesh Mevani are set to join the Congress on October 2. 10th, Punjab. Charanjit Singh Channi ji sworn in as Punjab's Chief Minister on 20th September. 11th, Uttar Pradesh. President of Akhil Bharatiya Akhada Parishad and Mahant of Bade Hanuman Temple Narendra Giri was found dead in Prayagraj. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has condoled the death of the Mahant. Police team investigating the reasons behind the death. The police are suspecting it to be a case of suicide. 12. Tamil Nadu. If the centralized medical entrance exam NEET continues, then there might not be enough expert doctors for being employed in the government hospital, reveals 165 pages report of retired Justice Rajan Committee titled Report of the High Level Committee to Study the Impact of NEET on Medical Admissions in Tamil Nadu. The Justice A.K. Rajan Committee was formed by the government of Tamil Nadu to study the socio-economic impact of NEET exam. 13. Telangana. Led by the Congress, all opposition parties in Telangana decided to fight unitedly against the anti-farmer politics of the BJP government at the centre and the Telangana Rashtra Samiti TRS government in the state. The opposition parties also decided to launch a series of agitation programs on subjects pertaining to tribal lands, land acquisitions and Dharani portal. West Bengal. BJP President JP Nadda on 20th September appointed former Uttarakhand Governor Baby Rani Maurya and former West Bengal BJP Chief Dilip Ghosh as National Vice Presidents of the party, with Lok Sabha MP from Balurghat Sukant Majumdar as West Bengal BJP President. 15. Babul Supriyo formally joined Trinamool Congress on 18 September after he had quit the BJP following the recent Union Cabinet reshuffle. He said West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee is among the top front runners for the Prime Ministerial post in 2024. 16. Bollywood. Actor Sonu Sood breaking his silence on tax rates at his Mumbai home and offices last week and allegations of tax evasion said today that every rupee in his foundation was awaiting its turn to save life. He also took a swipe at the income tax department, commenting that he had been busy attending to guests for 4 days. 17. Raj Kundra has been granted bail in the porn film case and is likely to walk out from jail at 10:30 am on Tuesday, September 21st. Defense news. President Ramnath Kovind conferred the National Florence Nightingale Award 2020 to Deputy Director General of Military Nursing Service Brigadier S.B. Saraswati. She has been conferred the award in a virtual ceremony for her immense contribution to the MNS as nurse administrator. 19. Locals of Arunachal Pradesh accorded a heartwarming welcome to the Swarnim Vijay Masal on its victory march from Jung to Tawang. 20th. Defense Ministry plans uniform retirement days for Army, Navy and Air Force more years of service. The move is expected to help cut salary, pension bills and address issues of re-employment and staff shortage. India is the world's third largest defense spender, but much of it is on wages. 21st. India had earlier this year emerged as the world's third biggest defense spender after US and China. India outranked Russia, on which it is heavily dependent for defense equipment. 22. India is set to conduct the first user trial of nuke-capable intercontinental range ballistic missiles ICBM Agni-5, signaling its early induction in the armed forces. Elaborate preparation has started at a defense facility of Odisha coast for the mission by the Strategic Forces Command of Indian Army. The 5,000 km range missile is likely to be flight tested on September 23. 23rd. Aini Air Base, also known as Gizar Air Base, is a military air base in Tajikistan, just 10 km west of the capital Dushanbe. The base is jointly operated by the Indian Air Force and the Tajik Air Force. It is also India's first overseas air base. Since 2014, India has deployed Sukhoi 30 MKI in limited numbers at this base. The base was extensively used by Indian Air Force as a standby base for its aircraft to evacuate Indian nationals from Kabul airport amidst the Afghan crisis. International news. PM Modi met Minister of Foreign Affairs of Saudi Arabia Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud on 20th September. The meeting reviewed progress on various ongoing bilateral initiatives, including those taken under the aegis of the Strategic Partnership Council established between both countries. Second, the meeting also allowed exchange of perspectives on regional developments, including the situation in Afghanistan. The Prime Minister conveyed his special thanks and appreciation to Saudi Arabia for looking after the welfare of the Indian diaspora during the COVID-19 pandemic. Third, the United Kingdom is forming a group of red zone countries, arrivals from which will be considered to be unvaccinated even if they are fully vaccinated. However, fully vaccinated people of non-red countries such as Africa or South America or countries including UAE, India, Turkey, Jordan, Thailand, Russia, as per the Boris Johnson-led government, will be treated as unvaccinated. Fourth, passengers who aren't recognized as being fully vaccinated with authorized vaccines and certificates under England's international travel rules will still have to take a pre-departure test, a day 2 and day 8 PCR test, and self-isolate for 10 days upon their return from a non-red list country under the new two-tiered travel program as per the new UK travel rule. Fifth, amid a decline in COVID cases in the country, India may soon reopen its tour for foreign tourists for the first time in 1.5 years. First 5 lakh foreign tourists will be issued visas free of cost in an attempt to revive the tourism, hospitality and aviation sectors. World news. The Taliban's effective ban on women working sank in on Monday, sparking rage over the dramatic loss of rights after millions of female teachers and girls were barred from secondary school education. After pledging a softer version of their brutal and repressive regime of the 1990s, the Islamic fundamentalists are tightening their control of women's freedom 1 month after seizing power. Second, the Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the deadly bombings that targeted the Taliban in eastern Afghanistan. In the attack, at least 8 people, including scores of Taliban fighters, were killed in last week. Sports. Kolkata Knight Riders beat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 9 wickets at Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi. Second, Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur virtually interacted with sports ministers of state and union territories across the country to discuss the further promotion of sports in the country. Facts about India. The words Satyamev Jayate inscribed below the base plate of the emblem of India are taken from Mundak Upanishad. Thought of the day. Follow your dreams, believe in yourself and don't give up. Learn Sanskrit. Samshru means mustache. Chinta jaranam manushyanam. Worrying speeds up aging, so don't worry. GK today. K2 at 8,611 meter, 28,251 feet above sea level is the second highest mountain on earth after Mount Everest at 8,849 meter, 29,032 feet. It lies in the Karakoram range in part of the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan administered Kashmir and in part in a China administered territory of the Kashmir region. Kanchenjunga 28,200 feet. 8,600 meters, India's highest peak and the world's third highest mountain. Mount Kanchenjunga, also spelled as Kanchenjunga, is located at the border of Nepal and Sikkim. Born today, Maharaja Sri Hari Singh, 23rd September 1895 to 26 April 1961. He was the last ruling Maharaja of the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. After Indian independence in 1947, he wanted Jammu and Kashmir to remain an independent kingdom but was required to accede to the dominion of India to get the support of Indian troops against an invasion by Pakistani forces. Idioms and phrases. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, meaning an opportunity in hand currently is better than a prospect in the future because time never repeats itself. Example, the detective apprehended 3 criminals and saw other one running but didn't chase him because she knew a bird in one hand is better than 2 in the bush. It means an opportunity in hand currently is better than a prospect in the future because time never repeats itself. I hope guys you have liked this video. If you have liked this video then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching English News Service.